What's going on, everybody? I hope you are enjoying these videos. I hope this is helping some people that have been wanting to get into Rimworld. Let's go ahead and keep on with our colony. So in the last video we set up a heater. We looked at all the options on our characters. We also set up some electricity, so that's pretty good. And now that we have electricity, it's important that we work on a kitchen. It's one of the first things you need to have is a kitchen, a way to store your food, hide your food. As you see, right now it's outside. These rats and raccoons and rabbits, they're all going to eat this food. It's just laying around. So we want to store that away. So we want to make a fridge, which we're basically going to use an air conditioning unit to make a super cold room to keep our food nice and cold and frozen so it doesn't spoil. Now the food you start out with doesn't spoil. The food we're about to make definitely spoils. So let's go ahead and create a kitchen. So for this, we're going to want a lot of wood. So we're going to go ahead and click a lot of trees here. You can see the trees are different sizes. I look for the big ones because those are going to give me more wood. So we want a lot of wood. Let's go ahead and have them start cutting. Okay. Some more wood over here. And go to architect, go to structure, wooden wall. Let's go ahead and make our kitchen. So this will be the fridge, this square right here. And go ahead and make another room right next to there. I'm gonna want an entrance to this room on the right. So I'm gonna put a doorway right there. We're going to want an entrance to our fridge on the left. So go ahead and let them work on this. We also just want to go ahead and place a big old floor down. Probably going to need some more wood for that. Look at them go. Putting the roof on now. Oh, stopping for a snack, I guess. So we have a visitor. So this is just one of the random events. So you can always click on these and then jump to the location. We can see our visitor right there. So, you know, you can do whatever you want with this visitor. You could maybe arrest them, kidnap them, capture them, force them to join your colony. We're going to leave them alone for now. Okay, it looks like our kitchen thing is done. So on the left is where we're going to store our food. So we're going to want to put a stockpile in here. Then we're going to want to click the stockpile, go to storage, click clear all, and then we can just select foods and it'll select everything to do with foods. Priority, let's put that to preferred. That way, it takes the food out of this storage, stockpile, and they will put it in this one instead. Or we can go to this stockpile, storage, and we can uncheck food. So that way, we can force them to haul everything over into this one. So that'll make things a little better. Okay, so they're now putting the food in our soon-to-be fridge. So of course the fridge needs to be cold, so we want to go to architect, go to temperature, and we want to install a cooler. So I'm going to go ahead and place one right there. Of course it's going to need power, so I'm going to run this power conduit a little bit closer to the new building. Oh, looks like they're going to go to sleep. Got Vaughn still working away. So basically, yeah, this cooler, you can use it to air condition rooms if it gets super hot. Of course, this heater is just kind of keeping this warm, but a cooler will keep things cool. You can also make it, of course, keep a room cool, but then something like a fridge to keep your food nice and cool. You can make this room super cold, like 1 degrees. Really, you can kind of set it just like you use the heater. So Okay, looks like we can name our colony. I'll let you play with this. When you get this pop up, you can just randomize the name or write whatever you want. I'm just gonna ignore that because it literally doesn't do anything for the game at all. Okay. And there we be. So we have our cooler, so we want to click that, and then I click this minus 18 degrees because you can see it's set to target 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to lower this until it's minus 2. And it will be in the cooler room. You can see over there in the bottom right that it's starting to cool down. Okay, so we have our fridge, and it's gonna just, now it's like 28 degrees, so it's gonna get colder and colder. Of course, a lot of things affect the temperature, especially if they're going in and out of the fridge. That's gonna affect everything. So now that we have a fridge, we can go ahead and work on our little eating area. So I'm gonna reinstall this table right over here because we have a little bit more room. So I'm also gonna reinstall the chair, and that'll go right there. So now we actually need to start gathering food in the game, and there's 3 main ways to do this. The first way is by hunting, and that's just by choosing random animals and click hunt on that animal, and then anybody assigned to hunting will go out and kill the animals. The other way is to go around and look for these berry bushes and click on those and click harvest, and then someone will go out and harvest that berry bush. And really, one of the best ways to gather food is to create a growing zone, which is architect zone, growing zone. And we can just create a zone right here. And this will be an area, you can already see he's working on it, where they plant a garden, basically. And when we click this zone, right here where it says plant, and it'll always start with potatoes, but you can click that and choose what you want them to grow. So potatoes good, rice is good, corn. Now you can see they're already planting potatoes, so we're going to go ahead and allow them to do that. Of course, Vaughn went out and gathered those berries, so that's a good way. If you're running low on these, you can go out and get some berries. And yeah, so nobody's hunting right now because nobody has their weapons equipped. So I'm going to go ahead and have people equip their weapons. Actually, one of the first things you want to do. So Dachi, I'm going to give him this bolt action rifle. Vaughn, I'm going to give you that pistol, and Perez, I'll give you the knife. So you can see Dachi already killed a rat. One thing you can do is go to Architect Zone, and then put a dumping stockpile. Put that right over here. And this will be an area where they'll actually put corpses for like animals that they've killed. So someone will do that eventually. You can see he's still planning away. Another thing we want to do is in our production tab, we want to add a butcher's table. So this way they can take that rat and turn it into some nice delicious meat that we can actually eat. So let's see if anyone's assigned to cooking. Perez, go ahead and assign everyone to cooking. Oh, there he's playing some horseshoes. Another thing, of course, that we're going to want to make under production, you have these 2 stoves. You have a fueled stove, which uses wood to fuel the stove, basically. You also have an electric stove, which will use power. I'm just going to go ahead and start with an electric stove. I'm going to put you there. I'm also going to run a power cable near the stove, so we have some electric. The butcher's table does not need to be powered in any way. So, I'm going to go ahead and allow him to set all this up. We have a mad raccoon. So, go ahead and jump to that. So, mad animals will basically just run to your colony and start attacking it. One thing you can do before it even gets there, you can just choose hunt, and one of your hunters will go take him out. Yep, Vaughn's already on his way. Let's see if he takes him out in time. Which is good, we need some food. Oh, no, he's fleeing. He's running away from the raccoon. Okay, we'll get Dachi. Okay, so now you can see he's fleeing. He's just laying around. There's a mad raccoon that's going to tear the crap out of them. So you can't, like, you can prioritize hunting, you know, we can do that. But one way to get better control over your characters if you're being attacked by other, people, or you have mad animals, just select your villagers, colonists, whatever, and click draft, or click the letter R on your keyboard. This will make them basically go into combat mode. And with this, I can tell Perez to move there, I can tell Vaughn to attack the raccoon, I can tell Dachi to do the same, and they'll begin to follow my orders. So they're going to stay drafted, and they're not going to do anything until I select them all again and undraft them. And then they're going to get back to work. Okay, it looks like they have the cooking stove and the butcher's table done. Now notice they don't automatically start butchering animals. They don't automatically start cooking food because you have to give them what's called bills. These are very important for anything that is anything basically from this production tab. You have to add bills to each of these items. So let's go ahead and choose our butcher's table. Click bills, add bill, and we're going to choose butcher creature. Then it's going to want to know how many times you want to butcher a creature. It's automatically going to do it one time, and then the bill will be completed. So you can click this and say do it until you have 10, or you can use this to say up to 15, whatever. For butcher creature, I just say do forever. That way this bill never ends, and whenever there's a creature in this pile or laying around, somebody's going to butcher it, turn it into meat, put it in the fridge. Same with the stove. We have to add a bill. Add bill. There's 3 types of meals you can create. You're always going to want to start out with simple meal. And then we want to say do this forever. Otherwise, they're only going to make 1 meal and they're not going to do it anymore. So now somebody, looks like Vaughn's, going to start butchering the creature. And he'll keep on doing that as long as there's creatures there. So you can see Vaughn is now cooking a meal. And again, they're just going to keep doing that over and over. As long as there's raw food and raw ingredients here, he's going to cook it into meals. Now, meals are important. They can eat raw meat, but it's going to make their mood unhappy. So you want to turn those things into meals because that will make them very happy. Okay, so now you have a kitchen, you have a little eating area, you have a little food production thing. Looks like our garden's almost done. And I hope this video helped you out a lot. If you have any questions, leave a comment, like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you really liked it and want to see more, and we'll see you next video.